Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coldwell Banker George Realty's meeting. We have some special guests here today and some sponsors. So I'd like to introduce Alba Moy of Moy Escrow and Yolanda Martinez Arenas. Very good. And they're going to introduce the program. We're really excited today. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. First, I want to thank all of you for attending today. Thank you for taking time from your busy schedule and to come in here with this very important topic, new topic, artificial intelligence, Chatgpt. It's exciting, it's new, or it's not that new, but it's still new where we have to learn. So I'm excited about that. But first, I want to bring in Alba Moy from Moy Escrow. And she compliments of a wonderful breakfast here. Alba, a few words.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Join us. And you could be enjoying this beautiful artificial intelligence seminar. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alba. Thank you. So, when I get asked about this a lot, and I'm like, I don't know about this. So I go, I'm going to bring the best. I'm going to bring Christy Canelli, our marketing technology director. She knows everything. She is the master. And so I go, you're going to be in good hands. I'm going to bring back, and I know a lot of you already know Christy. She's been here many times. Without further ado, Christy Canelli.
Thank you. How's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Hi, Zoom. Hi, everybody on Zoom. All right, so yeah, Chatgpt is what's on the menu for today. I am a marketing technology director for My Home. Most of you know that. It is a sister company to WFG. We're both under the umbrella for the Williston Financial Group. And a lot of you in the room know, not only am I a marketing nerd, but a former Broadway dancer. Can no longer wear the heels, though. I wore heels for a long time. So that's why we're going with combat boots today. And yeah, I think a lot of you know this story. Not only did I perform on Broadway, which was awesome, but if you Googled me, you'd also find out that I played an oyster. Yeah, so the highs and the lows with the performing career. Okay, I want to give you context around artificial intelligence. Otherwise, it's very easy to think that Chatgpt is just a new shiny object and you'll abandon it in a couple of weeks. And I don't want that to happen, because I do think this is a gigantic shift for us. So I remember in 1997, I taught real estate agents what the internet was. And in the mid 2000s, I was teaching what is social media. And I was like, I think this thing called Facebook is going to take off. Now we're at a new shift, and we're going to talk about artificial intelligence. And it's going to be that big, like the internet, like social media, if not bigger. So marketing and having context around all of this today. You have to have content. Marketing is content plus distribution. That's all marketing is. Now, it is complicated, but if we boil it down, it's just having something to say and then getting the word out there. And we have to get the word out there in a number of different channels. We got to write letters. We got to do blog posts. We got to make videos, short and long form videos. We got to send emails. We got to think about what we're going to post to social media. We got to think about what we're going to say on the phone. What are the scripts for us on the phone? What are we going to say at the door when we knock on doors? What are we going to leave behind in the mail slots? It's exhausting, isn't it? That's a lot of work for all of you, and I totally understand. But you know where our struggle begins? Our struggle begins with, what do I say? What do I write? What do I post? I get asked that every single day. And I want you to know you're not alone. The struggle is real. Even people like me who have been in marketing forever and ever. Hi, Ruben. Even people who've been in marketing forever and ever, like me, we don't wake up saying, I can't wait to write marketing material today. No one feels that way, right? So let's just be honest about that. The good news is you have more choices as of today. So you could write your own content. Who here and on Zoom loves writing blog posts? Nobody. And that's okay. I was a speaker for Realtor.com for 5 years, was on the road for 5 years. Not a single hand ever went up. It's okay. Nobody likes it now. There are a couple copywriters out there that like it, but that's about it. You could buy your own content, and I don't think that's a terrible thing. You could purchase marketing material. The only problem is it's not going to be authentic to you, but I think it's a complementary strategy. But now we can use artificial intelligence. Ooh, so how's that going to play in? We're going to talk a lot about that today. You could also hire someone to do your marketing for you. But guess what tool they're going to be using going forward? Guess what they've already been using? There's been AI for years. We're just having a moment with a new tool. And then, of course, many of you know you can check in with me on occasion. I always use a little bit of AI and a little bit of emotional intelligence in what I write, but I'll never tell the exact amount. Okay, so moving on to the next slide. We're just a little stuck. Maybe thanks, Edgar. So I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on this topic of how to write your own content. Just not going to waste your time on that today. What do we know? You need to time block, and it's best to have a big idea, because then little ideas can come from the big idea. So maybe you write a blog post and then that turns into little social media posts. But again, we don't have the time. We don't like to. And I don't know about you guys, I did not get a degree in creative writing. Right? It's not enjoyable for me. So I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on that today. Free and paid sources of content. There are some great companies out there that provide fantastic purchase content. And some of it's free, some of it's paid. I'm just going to get out of the way because some people are taking pictures. Now, the good news is when you go to these sources of content, you can get ideas. And we need ideas because that's what we're going to tell the robot. We got to give the robot ideas. I'm building up to this idea of working with a robot. We need to have some ideas to work with what's going to become our new assistant. Okay, so I want you to take a look at what's going on Realtor.com. What is Keeping Current Matters talking about? What is the paperless agent focusing on? Because that will give you ideas. Now, you can use these companies. I'm not going to talk you out of it at all. The only problem is you're going to end up saying, oh, but I don't want my marketing to look like everyone else's. That's the problem with purchase content, is you're going to have a little bit of that. Now, is that horrible once a week? I don't think so. I think you're okay. I think it's a complementary strategy to use purchased content. So bottom line, what we're looking to achieve is how can you underscore your authority in real estate consistently to your sphere and database? How do you underscore your credibility in what you do consistently to your people? That's the goal. Am I right?
Yes.
Even for me too, I have to underscore that I'm credible with what I can offer, so that when someone's ready to work with you, they think of you, or when they're ready to make a move, they think of you, right? That's what we're taught. Okay, so how can we make it easier? Right, AI, here we go. Chatgpt. Wait, is this real? What is happening? This is a robot, a chatbot that can help you write blogs and articles and emails and video scripts and social media posts and Instagram captions and video script ideas and listing descriptions and so much more. Anything we need to write, this will help us. And I'm going to underscore help. Okay. Have we all heard of Chatgpt? So Chatgpt is having a moment. I'll tell you what it stands for in just a second. But Chatgpt is a new AI tool, and it's like Google and Zoom having a moment. I don't know if anyone remembers when Google first came out, it had 16 competitors. Does anyone remember Ask Jeeves? Where did it go? Right? It didn't make it. It didn't really make it, did it? Google was the right tool at the right time, at the right price. Zoom. Remember at the beginning of the pandemic in March, everyone was like, what's Zoom? What's Zoom? I thought it was a Nissan commercial. I thought it was an old television show from the 60s for kids. Zoom had its moment. It was the right tool at the right price at the right time. There were competitors, WebEx, GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar. They're struggling a bit now. Zoom had its moment. Chatgpt is having its moment. So there has been AI for the last couple of years. No one's just really paid attention until now. Chatgpt comes out, it's free, it's really good. And we all sort of needed something else. I just feel like it found the right moment, probably predicted when it should come out. Now, the wars have only just begun between artificial intelligence tools. Chatgpt is operated by a company called OpenAI out of San Francisco. It is heavily funded by Microsoft. It's important to know this because of just how all this is going to play out. Okay, Google is threatening that it's going to launch its version of AI any day now called Bard. So if you thought Chatgpt was a bad name, try saying Bard over and over. Terrible name. I don't know what it stands for. But anyway, these two hate each other, and we're only now seeing the beginning of the AI war, and you'll see how this might come into play a little bit later. Okay, so Chatgpt, you don't need to write this down, but it stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, which means it's a robot. Okay, and generative, meaning it generates content, and that's important to understand. It launched November of last year around Thanksgiving. Does anyone remember when the news covered it and the news said, oh my gosh, kids are going to start cheating like crazy. Parents are freaking out. Teachers are freaking out. And I remember saying, is that really how we're going to cover this? Because this is going to change our world. And we don't need to worry about the kids cheating because there's going to be AI that detects AI that will detect if kids are cheating. Trust me, it's all going to be covered. It's going to be fine. All right, so Chatgpt is a robot that understands and responds to natural language like the way we talk and write. It can be trained, it has been trained on more data points than there are stars in the sky. An amazing amount of content. Any book, any poem, any encyclopedia, any YouTube video, anything that's been written before 2021 has been put into this thing. Wow, it's crazy. So it can generate responses to a wide variety of questions and prompts. Nearly anything. So yeah, parents and teachers are freaking out. That's all going to be okay. There is a free and a paid version of Chatgpt. I'm sticking with the free for now because I want to see what happens with the war between Google and Microsoft and all of this. My suspicion is Chatgpt is just going to remain free and pretty easy to access just for competition purposes. Okay, So the one thing you do need to write down and get out of today is getting your account with ChatGPT. It's free. So you want to go to chat.openai.com. That's chat.openai.com. You can either sign up with an email address, maybe an email address and choose a password, or log in with your Google account, ironically, or dust off an old Microsoft account, all right, and sign up for free. They'll probably text you a code just to make sure you are you, and so you're off into the races. Actually, let me go back a slide. Now, when you first log in, you'll see this screen that you're seeing on my screen right now. It's very basic. You're going to think, is something wrong? I mean, it's so basic. And there are no ads. Oh, there are no ads. It's so nice. I hope that lasts a while. Okay, couple of limitations. So what we're going to go in and we're going to start asking the robot some questions, and we're going to tell it to do some things. But just know, it does generate incorrect information on occasion, especially if you're trying to get something about today, like something about interest rates today, it might struggle with. Anything after 2021, it says it might get incorrect or might not be accurate. It's pretty good, though, you'll see. And it's trying very hard not to produce biased content. It won't produce offensive content. It will not be rude, and it'll talk to you like your mom and tell you, don't do that if you want it to be rude. So, which is kind of funny to me. All right, we're going to start asking it questions in that little search bar right there. And we're going to just kind of pretend that we're you trying this for the first time. So the first time you go in, you might not know what to do. So you might say, I don't know, write 3 ways to spruce up your home. And that's a pretty common topic this time of year, how to get your home ready for spring selling season, right? It wrote that content in 10 seconds. So it is not copying and pasting from the internet. It is a robot that in real time, and I'll try to show you a little video near the end, either in real time, it's trying to figure out, well, if I use this word, then what word logically comes next? And then which word logically comes next? And it's mind-blowing because it gets it really right. Okay. What else might we ask it to do? Things to do I came from Sherman Oaks today. Things to do in Sherman Oaks. I got 7 things I could do in Sherman Oaks in 10 seconds that maybe I use this for a blog post, or maybe I use this for a newsletter, or maybe I use this for a social media post. Now your brain starts thinking, what can I do with these answers? But maybe I don't like the way it wrote it. I can hit a regenerate button, because remember, it's a pre-trained it's a generative pre-trained transformer. I hit generate, it rewrites it another way for me. Maybe I still don't like it. It just feels a little formal. So I can say, ChatGPT, give me things to do in Sherman Oaks, but make it funny. And then it writes it with a sense of humor. Okay, so it can write a topic, and it can put it in any tone we want. Do we want it funny? Do we want it enthusiastic? Do we want it casual? Do we want it sophisticated? Do we want it elegant? Do we want it aggressive? Anything, any adjective other than rude, right? That's amazing. That's kind of amazing that it maintains the integrity of the topic, but will give it whatever tone you want. Fascinating. Okay, so now our brains are spinning a little bit. What's the easiest application for this? Probably writing listing descriptions. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So you can take an existing listing description, put it into ChatGPT, and tell the robot, rewrite this listing description. Maybe you've got something in the MLS that's limited with characters or word count, but you want something a little more expansive for your marketing. Okay, one of a kind, Clark County masterpiece. There is nothing like this on the market. Spectacular waterfront living with breathtaking Columbia River views. Let's see how the robot does with no direction other than rewrite. Experience the ultimate in waterfront living with this one-of-a-kind custom home located in Clark County. From the moment you enter, you'll be struck by the breathtaking views of the Columbia River and the sleek, modern design of the great room. Wow. And it did that in 5 seconds. So again, let's get our brains spinning a little bit. What if you just really don't like writing listing descriptions, or you have no time, or you're not motivated? I get it. You could give it something as simple as write a description about a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home in Studio City, near Fashion Square Mall, near freeways, Carpenter School District. It wrote this in 5 seconds. And then I could say, translate this into Chinese.
Yeah.
Translate this into Spanish. Translate this into Korean. It will translate it to other languages. Now, check it for accuracy, but I have been told it does a great job with Spanish. It's formal Spanish. It does a pretty darn good job with Chinese and a very good job with Korean, but you have to check it because there could be some inaccuracies, but it's amazing. Okay. All right, so our brains are now our creativity hopefully is starting to pop a little, starting to percolate. Okay, creativity. What else could we do? Video ideas. Who struggles with what to say on video? Not anymore. So if you have a topic, remember, we're going to look at realtor.com and Inman News and Keeping Current Matters. Let's find out, what are people talking about? And then let's ask Chatgpt to help us out. I wanted to do a video about if you're a first-time real estate investor, should you hire a property manager? I don't know. Yeah, I'm in a position where, do I think about buying an investment property? But I don't want to manage it. It's a good topic. I saw other realtors doing this. So I put the topic into Chatgpt. Chatgpt writes my content in 10 seconds. So this is an interesting idea, right? What if you hopped on to Instagram or Inman News or Keeping Current Matters? In this case, I went on to Instagram and I saw, oh, realtors are talking about first-time investors and property management. Okay, let me put that topic into Chatgpt and develop a script for me so that I can make my video. I'm going to take my script that Chatgpt wrote. I'm going to put it in a teleprompter app called bigview.tv so that I don't even have to, I'm not memorizing anything. I'm just going to go ahead and now make my video about, should first-time real estate investors hire property managers?
As a new real estate investor, should you hire a property manager? Well, here are 3 reasons a property manager can be a good idea. Number 1, time management. Property management can be a full-time job, especially if you have multiple rental properties.
That was all written by Chatgpt. So from beginning to end of project was 20 minutes. I got the idea because I went to Instagram, saw realtors were talking about this, put the topic into Chatgpt, had Chatgpt write my script, put the script into my teleprompter, read the script, made my video. Done. So this is how it can save you oodles and oodles and oodles of time. And just keep our creativity in the right place. Okay, so other easy content. Do people like me understand all real estate definitions? No, I didn't know what a buy down loan was. You guys, I have no idea what that is, right? But again, I saw people were talking about this. A great way to afford a mortgage in today's kind of wacky market. Okay. So I could go find a current definition of what a buy down loan is, or I just tell Chatgpt, write me a script about 2-to-1 buy down loans. I'm a real estate agent. Call to action is to contact me. Make it kind of funny. Boom, done. I take that script. You can either internalize it or put it into a teleprompter, which is what I did. And again, from concept to execution was 20 minutes.
Are you tired of high interest rates and frustration? I get it. Well, have no fear because the buy down is here. Okay, a buy down in real estate is when a borrower or seller pays a one.
You guys get the idea. All of that written by Chatgpt. 2-to-1 buy down loans. I didn't know what it was until then, right? But I look like I know what I'm talking about, right? I mean, this is like having your own virtual assistant. This is like having your own newly graduated college student who writes really well, might not know a lot about real estate, but that's okay, because you're going to guide them. And it will write you content in seconds. So you're the commander, you're the director. You tell the robot what you want and it delivers. Write me an email about 2-to-1 buy down loans. I am the real estate agent. Call to action is to contact me. Make it sophisticated. Great, it'll do that in 10 seconds. Okay, great. Write this as a blog post for me. Chatgpt is so smart, it remembers what topic you're talking about. So if you start getting the tone right and the topic right, why wouldn't you generate other pieces of content? So great, I got my email, write me the blog post version. Great, done. Oh, can you make it funny though? Maybe not sophisticated this time, make it funny. Okay, great. Write this as a YouTube script for me. Why not get your video content taken care of? Okay, great. Write my YouTube title and description. Thank you. Write an Instagram caption for me. So that was what, 5 or 6 projects that we just finished. Let's just be conservative. Let's say 20 minutes. Now, years ago, when I was writing and doing more marketing work, if a boss had said to me, Christy, I need 5 or 6 projects, written projects completed. When will you have that done? End of the week, right? Not anymore. That's probably about 20 minutes of work. So this can save you so much time. I was asked by my son's tutor yesterday if I would write a letter of recommendation for him to get another job. I mean, he's still going to tutor my kid, but another teaching job. Now, I could have thought, I love this guy, but I don't have time. I don't have time. And it could have been a task and a chore. Not anymore. But no problem. Jeff Edge, unbelievable civics teacher. You should Chatgpt, write that he is incredibly engaging. Write how talented he is. I had my letter in 5 minutes, maybe, because I did put some care into it. Done. He was weeping. He was so happy with my letter of recommendation. He told me he would give me his kidney. He was so happy. He was like, what do I do? This is unbelievable. It can save you time and elevate your writing. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah. Unbelievable. So now this should all start coming together for you. Your direction to your new assistant needs to include a topic, a tone, and a format. Okay, that's all we really need to remember. So let's pretend this is my single command to the chatbot. Write an email to my database about how I sold a property in 6 days during the holiday season. Mention that I made 268 personal phone calls, leveraged Instagram Reels, and my email database to get the job done. Discuss how it's still a good time to sell in 2023 and why. Mention less competition with lower inventory. Write it in the tone of a 50-year-old woman and keep it lighthearted. Right? I tell it that kind of direction and bam, there's my email. So do you all agree with me? It's easier to tell someone what to do than to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's a different mindset, isn't it? It's a totally different mindset to tell an assistant what you want versus you staring at a blank screen and trying to come up with 5 paragraphs. You don't have to do that anymore. So how can Chatgpt be used? So I'm not an attorney. I'm not pretending to be an attorney, but I asked Chatgpt, how can I use you? And it said it could be used to generate content for websites, social media, and posts and other written materials. Okay, great. Can I use you for commercial purposes? The chatbot got a little murky, So here's my advice, and I'm not an attorney. Use Chatgpt to help you get your creative juices flowing. The tool does not copy and paste from the internet. It is a natural language model trying to figure out what word comes next, and I'll show you in a minute. But to be safe, use the results as a research point and edit for your own voice. Just do a little editing. So the letter of recommendation that I wrote for my kid's teacher, I still went in and made a few edits so that it did sound like me. You're going to want to do that anyway. You are going to want to make a few little edits here and there. If you're curious about more AI, it's out there, and it's been out there. Again, it's just Chatgpt that's got all the attention. But there is AI out there that'll generate music from text prompts, that will create logos. Ooh, let's park that in our brains for a minute. That will create business names. Ooh, let's park that in our heads for a moment. That will tell you what gifts to get for friends and clients. That will do personalized bedtime stories for your kids or grandkids. I could even have Snoop Dogg or Gwyneth Paltrow read a book to me. It's all out there and possible and happening. So Futurepedia, you might like that, Edgar. Futurepedia is an interesting directory of AI tools that exist. And you guys you're going to be blown away with some of the things it can do. All right, so I know that this is what's on everybody's mind. Is this all going to replace all of us? No. Well, so let's be positive about this. I asked Chatgpt, are you going to replace me? Right? It's difficult to predict the exact impact that artificial intelligence will have on the job market in the future. Some experts believe that AI has the potential to replace humans in certain tasks, while others believe that it will simply augment human capabilities and create new types of jobs. So, you guys, I'm an old dancer. What do I know, right? This is just my opinion. I think this technology puts a premium on human experiences. So what I think we all thought was, oh, the robots are going to do manual labor. Robots are going to put things on shelves, and that's what's going to happen. Kind of like, have you guys seen the Uber Eats robots yet? Aren't those crazy? That's what we thought was going to happen. Our surprise is, oh, it's kind of creeping into this level of basic customer service. So we already talk to chatbots on websites, don't we? And soon we'll probably talk on the phone to a robot and we won't know it. But I do think you eventually want to get kicked up to a human being. And I think we're only limited by our imaginations. What's cool is how you direct this technology. When you put your strategy on top of this technology, I think that's pretty interesting. But mostly, let it help you do the things you don't like to do anyway. We don't like writing marketing material. None of us do. So let it elevate your writing. Let it make your writing more elegant, more sophisticated, more whatever you want, and let it help you with those tasks. And it's really just about commanding an assistant. It's like you have an assistant. So back to our content creation choices. Remember, we talked about, well, you could write your own content. Well, with some help now, it's going to make it a lot easier. You could buy content. Again, that's fine. I think if you're doing that sparingly, using artificial intelligence, we just learned today how it can spit out content in minutes for you. Hiring someone. Now, can you see why copywriters may have kept this secret for the last couple of years? Yeah, there have been other tools called Jasper and Copy.ai. I've used them all. This one's just really good. And then, of course, you know, we've always got me to bounce ideas off of. I always have ideas on messaging that I think will work based on AI and a little emotional intelligence. So coming back full circle here and the context of all of this, you all have a lot to do. The hard part is coming up with what to say. So we use Chatgpt to find ways to get marketing messages out efficiently. So you spend more time on activities you enjoy or activities that make you more competitive. So let's talk about that. I'm going to go next level. You guys ready? We're rounding third and sliding into home. So if you agree with me, and if you agree with me on Zoom, in theory, we've saved ourselves time, right? So if you have more time, what could we do with that time to make ourselves more competitive? What if you used artificial intelligence, Chatgpt, and maybe other tools to brand a property or a lifestyle or both? So go with me on this. I know this is a little edgy, but let's see what you think. What if you use Chatgpt and you went into your next listing presentation and you say, oh, I've already started on the marketing campaign for this property. What? Oh, I've already begun my creative process for your property. You've done what? Well, in 15 to 20 minutes of work, you're not going to do this in front of them. In preparation, why not write the preliminary listing description? Maybe show it in different languages. What if you wrote a preliminary letter to the neighbors announcing the property is on the market? The seller sees their home, their information in beautifully written marketing material. It takes you seconds to do this. What if you made a preliminary open house flyer? Chatgpt will do that. You tell it, write a blurb with a couple of bullet points about an open house from 12 to 4 on March 12th. Boom, done in seconds. What if you created a brand for the property? What is this? You say, I plan to brand your home and the Southern California lifestyle. A brand will stand out amongst standard listings. So again, you have Chatgpt write the preliminary listing description. It will write a beautiful 5-paragraph description if you give it enough information. Give it the public information that you have access to and what you know about the neighborhood. Chatgpt remembers that. Then you tell Chatgpt, your new assistant, now write this as a letter to the neighbors announcing the property. I'm the real estate agent. Call to action is to contact me. Suggest that they let their friends and family know. Boom, done in seconds. Then here's the fun part. Chatgpt knows this property really well now, right? Because we just fed it all that information. What if you said, Chatgpt, give me a list of names for this property, kind of like what Airbnb does. Okay, it just generated 10 different names for the property. Maybe I like them, maybe I don't. I'm going to go with, I like Serenity and Sherman Oaks, but I'm going to reverse that. Sherman Oaks Serenity. Done. There's my name. ChatGPT, write me taglines for this property. Find your tranquil haven in Sherman Oaks, tranquil living right in the heart of, I like that one. I'm just going to shorten it, tranquil living in the valley. Done. I go to logo.com. I create my brand for this property. All of that took me 5 minutes. So you can say to the seller, I've been working on some preliminary creative designs for your property. Do you like one in particular? Now we're in a presumptive conversation with the seller, and the seller is saying, you know what, I really like the palm tree. Oh, tremendous. Well, this is all just preliminary work, but we'll start with that. Now they're talking to you as if you have the listing. And again, I know this is a little different, but that's where my brain went was, well, if we have time, what can we do with that time that we thought was impossible? Who's to say this is the wrong idea? All I'm suggesting is maybe we use our creativity in a way we haven't been able to before because we didn't have the time. So, what you could do with 20 minutes in a chat bot before a listing presentation, you could get the property description, a name for the property, a tagline, the letter to the neighbors, the open house flyer, maybe even some example social media ads. You get the idea. The chat bot does it all for you. I know that's a crazy idea. What's that? But it's a good idea. Well, thank you. I know it's certainly different. Did everybody learn something today?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So it's more than a toy that we ask questions of and ask it silly things. That's where a lot of people fall off. They're like, oh, that was kind of fun. I played with it. I use it every day. I mean, I'm writing letters for my kids' tutors. I'm doing everything with this because it elevates my writing. It saves me time. I think it will do the same for you guys. Thanks for having me back. I hope this got you motivated to try a little AI and let it work for you. So, thank you to both of you. Yes.
You just mean that now it's free?
It is currently free.
Yes, for how long?
We don't know. There is the option to do a $20 a month subscription.
Yeah.
And they say that the subscription will get you faster access, or it gets you access when it's busy and maybe a faster experience. Let me show you guys really quick, if you're okay with this, what it looks like to have a session on ChatGPT. This is just a couple minutes tops, but you'll get the idea. Here we go.
All right, if you guys are watching this video, it might be because ChatGPT is at capacity and we couldn't go live. So here's what I've got. I'm telling the chatbot to write a short blog post about why baby boomers should consider downsizing their homes in 2023. Include information on the real estate market. Well, let me make that adjustment on the real estate market, retirement, inflation, and why it's a good time to sell. Let's see what the chatbot does.
So that's it, writing in real time.
Awesome. So let's just be nice to the robot. Thank you. Can you shorten that up and make it an email? Let's see what it does.
So that's my second piece of content. I got my blog post. Now I did my
Amazing. All right. So let's be nice to the robot. Thank you. Can you make this a 1 minute, I'm going to say blurb, not video script, because sometimes it'll write in a movie format, which is amazing. But let's see if we can have them have ChatGPT write this as a quick blurb for maybe an Instagram reel.
So this is how I get my video script. I just have to
Amazing.
tell it
So we just got a blog post. We got our email. We now have a video script if we want to make a reel or a TikTok or something for YouTube Shorts, whatever. And just to prove to you, this thing can do just about anything. Let's be nice to the robot. Great. Can you, so can't type. Can you write this as a rock song? Let's just see what happens.
And there's my rock song. Amazing. So the point here, everybody, is iterate. Keep telling the chatbot what you want. Be specific. Talk to it almost like it's a human being, and get your different formats, blog posts, video scripts, emails, even a rock song, and it will write in a tone or a style that you want. Do you want it to be casual? Do you want it to be witty? Do you want it to be sarcastic? Do you want it to be sophisticated? It will do just about anything you tell it to do. So iterate, get your different formats, get a tone that you like, and if you want to have fun, write a rock song, whatever, write a poem. It will write just about anything. I hope this makes sense. Hope this helps. I actually had it write a thank you note in the form of a poem to somebody, and they flipped out because I put enough information in it. And I got that idea because someone did that for me, and I was mind blown. Yeah.
I have a question. Can you copy and paste the thing?
So you can copy and paste. You might have to clear your formatting if you're working on a Word document, but it pastes really well into a Google Doc. And are you asking legally if you can do that?
Yeah, secondly is I'm asking what is the legal consequences?
So
like for the copyright.
Right.
or-
So I'm not an attorney. So I can't give you legal advice, but I can tell you that it's not copying and pasting from the internet. It's a robot that's trying to figure out what word should come next, and then which word should come next, and which word should come next. Now, is that copywritten material? No one seems to want to comment on that. So that's why I suggest copy, paste, and then tweak it for your own voice. This makes some edits to it. Now, I'm not so worried about copyright. Again, not an attorney, but I'm a little more concerned with AI detecting AI. But then I've also read that everyone's already detecting it. They just don't want people abusing it for SEO purposes, like overwriting for search engine optimization, if that makes sense. So that's where Google might have a problem. But anyway, it's a bit of an unknown situation. It's best to use it as a research point and make your final edits with your tone and your voice.
Now, how about the pictures and the photographs? Are they copyrighted?
So this is just text, only a text-based tool. There are no images. Yeah, ChatGPT doesn't have any images.
I noticed that you use great and thank you. Just the, is that for you or just?
That's me, because I just like to be nice to it. I feel bad because I make it work so hard. Yeah.
So you just mentioned at the beginning, you have to buy content. So that means the service including those things.
No. That's just an option for you for other content generation. If you want to buy content from a marketing club, that's just an option outside of ChatGPT.
So for this service, we just pay like a monthly or?
No, it's currently
Now it's
free.
free.
There's a $20 fee if you want it to be faster for you. I haven't had to do that yet. It's plenty fast for me. So it's free. There's a free version.
Like you prompt a lot or give it a example, let it into a video description that you can carry it out to a teleprompt. How you do that? Once you do that, you download the.
So I tweak my script that I get from ChatGPT on a Word document or wherever. And then I copy and paste it into an app that I use called bigview.tv. That's a teleprompter app,
And then you're going to your.
my phone.
and
So
then
yeah,
you can look at it, read it, and then shooting the photo.
Yeah, on my phone. Yeah, I'm seeing the words on my phone. That's exactly right. With the teleprompter app Zoom, we're talking about bigview.tv teleprompter app that you can put your scripts into.
Copy over, right?
Copy over, yeah.
What gets generated in
Makes it big.
Chat GPT? What gets generated? Can you reverse to the source? I mean, for example, you did a query and then this is what came out of the query, out of the search, whatever you were doing. Can you reverse to the original one?
Oh,
I mean, like whatever you show us, cut and paste it back to the chart and then get.
you can
something
copy
out of
it. If you wanted to go back to, like, let's say you were iterating on a listing description and you like the casual version more than the elegant version, You can always go back to that casual version and say, ChatGPT, go back to this version of the, I mean, yeah, it's just copying and pasting and playing with
And
it.
the other thing that comes to mind too, a lot of the website now, they have the chat box. And some of the queries, some of the question you're asking is basically those websites that instead of having someone giving support to you live, they're using chat box to help you guide you. What is it that you need?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not relevant with the question you're asking. So I'm looking forward to try this and see how relevant.
It should, the better your input, the more accurate the output should be. So sometimes it doesn't understand relationships. You need to tell it, I'm a real estate agent. This is my audience. This is what I want the audience to do. Again, you gotta channel your inner Steven Spielberg. You're gonna tell the chatbot exactly what you want, and then you'll get better results.
Like for example, where the question you were asking earlier, what's the trendy in Sherman Oaks? You can say, well, what's trendy in Sherman Oaks for millennial? I mean, you can.
Yes, my friend.
The granularity of.
Oh, I love it. Yes, that's exactly right. You can be that specific. So Zoom, I don't know if you heard that, but you could ask what are the fun things to do in Sherman Oaks? But now that we understand how this chatbot works, what are the fun things in Sherman Oaks to do if you're a millennial? I'm a real estate agent. I want to write a blog post or a social media post about this topic. Put it in the format for Facebook.
You narrow it down.
Yeah, exactly right, exactly right. Or you could just iterate and get there eventually of here's my topic. Now I'm going to get more specific, and now I want it for millennials. You could go that route, or you could just tell it right out of the gate what you're looking for. Yeah.
It's gonna make sure whatever to a point that you're satisfied, we make sure you copy and paste and save it. Otherwise, once you turn off, you're gone.
Well, it does save your history on the left side of the screen. Your history should be saved. But here's the thing. ChatGPT has been overwhelmed and the servers have crashed and I've lost everything. So if you want something,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
copy and paste it and
Yeah.
put it someplace else.
Got that.
Yeah. Are your brains spinning?
Oh,
Yeah. Guys, stay creative. There we have it.
Can I ask you a question? Oops.
This one
Yes, on Zoom.
Go ahead.
on the screen. Do you get PDF?
Do you get PDF? Do you mean of this presentation?
I think that's the screen.
I can work on that.
We can send them the video.
Yeah, or the PowerPoint
recording.
file. Oh, the recording. This has been recorded. Perfect.
A few things I just wanted to touch bases, and I hope all of you got some great ideas and learned some things about ChatGPT and AI. And I learned a lot. And I think most of you know I used to sell real estate many years ago. So I've been on the other side of the desk where I find this so helpful, even from when I sold real estate or even when my clients tell me is I love to talk. I know what I want to say. But when I had a listing and I had to write that description, it took me hours, you guys, hours. And I talk to agents today that when they get their listing and they're writing their description or doing their flyer or their description for the MLS, it's like, how do I say it? Like, it takes time. So I see this so valuable. I mean, this puts it in a content that's unbelievable that actually upscale, and it sounds really, it's great. Another thing I liked, which you said, and I think you guys saw that slide where how you can utilize it going on listing presentations. I mean, this, wow. Could you imagine going on listing presentations? Nowadays, let's face it, homeowners interview several realtors now, okay? So could you imagine using this and doing a flyer already and or a letter, a sample letter, and going on your listing presentation and showing them this is what I can do, this is how I can advertise? They're going to be blown away, and I'm sure your competitors are not doing that. So that just gives you that competitive tool and edge. And I think it's just so valuable. like Christy said, it's having an assistant for free. And that is valuable, and time. And I remember my broker, when he told me when I was a realtor and in this business, time is money. And so this is how valuable, and I'm in awe. I'm like, wow, I'm blown away. So this was awesome. Thank you, Christy. Does anybody else have any more questions for Christy today?
I just wanted to make a comment. Sometimes I read MLS descriptions and you see that there is spelling errors. Or even you could tell that English is not someone's first language, but this would allow you to get rid of that.
You know what? I wanted to say that, but I was afraid to say it. But I have seen some descriptions of the property that's like, oh, you know, not just misspelled, but maybe just doesn't flow well. It doesn't sound well. And think about it. Unfortunately, you're not doing justice to the property and to the seller, because you know you are their first eyes. You know what the property looks like. You're the first person to relay that message to the other realtors, and so that's why it's so important and so valuable in everything that you do. And I just think that this tool is just so awesome, and I'm so excited, and I'm glad that Christy was able to come today, and I hope all of you enjoyed it.
Yes.
And I also wanted to thank Alba Moy today, Moy Escrow, who's been in the business for how many years, Alba? How many years? 44 years. So I hope she brought breakfast. I hope all of you enjoyed it. But I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask.
Let me do the same.
Go ahead.
We appreciate the class, and whatever we can do down the road that we come to title and escrow.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Over.
You're so sweet. Thank you. And,
Thank you so much.
you know, on your next escrow and on your next transaction, if you can fill in Alba Moy Escrow, and fill in Yolanda Martinez Arenas, WFG National Title Company, you know, so that my bosses know that I'm working and that I don't get eliminated. ChatGPT. So if you still want to stick around, just put me out, and I appreciate it. I've been in the business 41 years. I love this business. I'm passionate, and I'll work hard for you. And thank you. And next week, we'll be here again. We'll be here, and Alba and I will be here next Wednesday from
1 to 2.
1 to 2. From 1 to 2 on the preliminary report. It's very important. You're going to learn some things, and we're going to help you how to navigate through it, how to make your transaction go smooth. Oh, believe me, you know this preliminary report. Could solve so many problems before they grow big, and this will help you close your transaction. So Alba and I will be back next Wednesday from 1 to 2. We look forward to seeing you all. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Yoli. Thank you, Yoli, and thank you, Christy.
I do want to add one thing, that this ChatGPT, Oscar and I used it. You could personalize your scripts to how you want to, and also your objections too. How do you respond to this type of objection? And then you can personalize it instead of using like a Tom Ferry or a Mike Ferry script that everybody uses. They hear it all the time. So we can personalize it for you and how you feel comfortable using it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so excited.
Lastly, when you have your final product with ChatGPT on a listing description, just make sure you review it, because you don't want to mislead the public. Something that's described in it, but it's not necessarily there in the property. It doesn't know the property, it's basing the criteria off of what you're putting in there. But sometimes they'll throw like a sparkling pool.